Your support gives me the courage to obey. I need you. I do. As you can tell, I need you well, more than I find the words to say.
Come on now, Brother Moses, you don't really have to plead. Just spit it out, without a doubt. I'm the one you need. Just give an ear to all you hear, and tell me all you've heard. And I'll relay all that you say. It's great, just mark my word. You need me, I do agree. My support gives you the courage to obey. You need me, obviously. Just say no more, that's what I'm for. The gift of gab is my forte.
I need you. I need you. Your support gives me the courage to obey. I need you. I do. As you can tell, I need you well, more than I find the words to say. I need you. I need you. Your support gives me the courage to obey. I need you.
Well, I know you do. You do need me to paraphrase, compose, and see, to utter expertly.
Well, you said all there is to say.
Touché!
Dear Zipporah, I miss you and the children and will be glad to hear from you. Aaron and I have applied for a post office box here in Egypt. There's a long waiting list. Just as soon as we get one, we'll let you know. This is a tough job. I went to Pharaoh and told him what God said for me to say, but he didn't respond the way I thought he would. He is adamant about not letting my people go. Pharaoh makes it harder on the Hebrews here every time I go to see him. I told God about it, and he said he would do something to Pharaoh. I don't know how all of this is going to turn out, but God said Pharaoh would let us out of the land. Well, I'll keep you posted. With love, Moses.
I've never seen anything like this before in my life. God sent us again to Pharaoh. This time we met him at the banks of the Nile. God told me to tell Aaron to take the rod. You remember the one God turned into a serpent? And wave it over all the waters of Egypt. Over the rivers, over the streams, over the reservoirs, and then the water turned to blood.
Hey! Hi, H-Team! What's the plumber here today? Has something gone wrong with the pipes? All I can get is red water! Oh, and it smells awful!
Yuck! That is the worst coffee I ever tasted! Oh, what's in it? It's terrible!
Lord have mercy! Red polka dots all over my bed sheets!
Your Honor, the Pharaoh, the Nile Valley residents demand that something be done about our water problem. We pay our taxes. We send our children to neighborhood schools. We try to keep down on the litter. But everything is dying for lack of water, or turning red from the use of it.
7 days later, we threatened Pharaoh with frogs, but he still wouldn't release his hold on our people. Well, you ought to see the place now. It's really jumping.
You can roast them, you can fry them, you can bake them, you can saute them with chicken livers and shallots. Now my family prefers them in a stew with leeks and onion. There does seem to be a limitless supply, I guarantee. But friends, don't really care for frog legs. Let's go ahead and leave Egypt.
Pharaoh called us in and said for us to get God to call up the frogs, and he, Pharaoh, would release the Israelites. Well, we did, and God did, but Pharaoh didn't. Just as soon as the frogs stopped hopping all over everything, he hardened his heart against us.
Oh, nuts. Now we've got gnats.
And the magicians tried with their secret arts to bring forth gnats, but they couldn't. The magicians told Pharaoh that this was nothing more nor less than the finger of God. But Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he wouldn't listen to them. So, God sent a plague of flies.
Dear Maud, I love you.
I love you too, Claude.
Let's see, you have been my wife for 2 weeks now, isn't it?
3 weeks, Claude. I've been your wife for 3 weeks.
3 happy weeks. I'm happy. Are you?
Oh, yes. So happy.
Beautiful night.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Full moon, I think. It does look a bit dim.
Yes. Through this, the whole world looks a little strange.
Yes, strange world. But we've been happy, haven't we?
Yes. It was good of our parents to send us to Egypt for our honeymoon.
It cost them a bundle. I saw the bill.
My folks paid their share.
Oh, indeed they did. They split that bill right down the middle.
We should thank them. Write them a letter.
Yes, we should do that now. While we're thinking about it, nothing better to do.
Oh, Claude, you have such good ideas.
This trip to Egypt really has been grand. It's a wonderful, mysterious land. The pyramids are tall, the Sphinx the secretest of all. But this trip has had one flaw, to our surprise.
Egypt is a land that's full of flies. They're just a dozen buzzing cousins of the net. Because of them, our honeymoon is full of flies. You find that when you've got them, all you do is swat them. Egypt is a land that's full of flies. The best we've seen with just one flaw. It's not pleasant sipping pheasant through a straw. We've shed some tears within this netting. It interferes with our begetting. Egypt is a land that's full of flies. If you want grandchildren, get us out of here. Egypt is a land that's full of flies. We thank you for this trip, we'll not forget. We hope our married days get better yet. There is a lot to do here, but others also flew here. Egypt is a land that's full of flies. They should know.
Yes, love, they should be thanked.
Well, good night, Claude.
Good night, Maud.
greatest account of livestock infestation ever recorded. A severe pestilence on all animals. In the fields, the horses, the donkeys, the camels, the flocks, and all the herds. Everywhere, throughout the land, there is disease and loss of cattle. Everywhere that is, except in the land of Goshen. It is quite a coincidence that the Hebrew cattle are unaffected by the plague.
They've had boils, they've had hail, and now locusts. But Pharaoh still refuses to listen to reason. He pretends to be lenient, but just as soon as the suffering is lifted, he goes back to his old way of thinking. Oh, he is stubborn.
Come to the land of Goshen. We've got light.
Pharaoh, you called for me?
Go, serve your Lord. Take everything but your flocks and your herds. They will be detained here.
No. We must have sacrifices to offer the Lord our God. We will take all we have when we go. Nothing will be left behind. We do not know what we will need for our service unto the Lord.
I will hear no more of your Lord or you. I am granting you my mercy. You and your people may leave. Do not ask for more.
We will take all we have when we go. We will go in our entirety to serve the Lord.
Then you'll get none of it. None of it. You rash, unthinking Moses, drawn out from the water where you should have died. Who do you think you are to bargain with a Pharaoh?
I make no bargains. I am only obeying God.
Then obey him to your death. I will say when you come and when you go. He is your God, not mine. I stand resolute in the face of your outrageous religion. Go! Get away from me. Be wary, Moses. Drawn out from your senses, do not see my face again, or you shall die.
You are right. I shall never see your face again.
Now the Lord said to Moses, "One more plague I'll bring upon Pharaoh in Egypt. After that he will let you go. About midnight I'm going into the midst of Egypt, and all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die. From the firstborn of Pharaoh who sits on his throne, to the firstborn of the slave girl who sits behind the millstone. Moreover, there shall be in the land of Egypt such a great cry, such as has never been heard before, that ever shall be again. But against the sons of Israel, a dog shall not even bark, that you may know the Lord makes a distinction between Egypt and Israel." This is to be the beginning of months for you. It is to be the first month of the year for you. In the 10th day of this month, they are each to take a lamb according to their father's household. A lamb for each household.
What mean the judgments and the statutes and the testimonies which the Lord has commanded you?
And the entire congregation of Israel is to kill at twilight. And they shall take some of the blood and put it on the 2 doorposts and on the lintel of the house in which they eat it. And they shall eat the flesh that same night, roasted with fire. And they shall eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. And they shall eat it in this manner, with their loins girded, with their sandals on their feet, and their staff in their hand. Eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
Why is this night different from all other nights?
And the blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you live. And when I see the blood, no harm will befall you to destroy you, when I strike the land of Egypt.
And there was a great cry in Egypt, but there was no home where there was not someone dead.
And this event shall be an ordinance for you and your children forever.
My son is dead. My firstborn son is dead. The fruit from my loins is dead.
My son is dead. Dead.
It was midnight. Death came through our fields, our homes, our barns. An ancient figure shrouded in the swirls of midnight. Check the roster of our citizenry. Claim the child, the calf, the lamb, the colt, the firstborn.
My son is dead. Dead.
Great for me! I am king! Great most power for me in announcing some of the obedience. I am king! This Greek knew no protocol and desecrated the honor of my throne.
What does this ceremony mean to you?
It is a Passover sacrifice to the Lord, who passed over the houses of the sons of Israel when he smote the Egyptians, but spared us.
I command that there be comfort. I command solace from my subjects.
It is the God of the Hebrews that has done this, for only they are safe.
Those that were under the blood lived. Death bent on rape, paused to read the markings on the door, here and here. The blood shouted of protection. Under it there was life.
Drive out the Hebrews! Send them away!
Moses! Get out from among my people! Take everything, your flocks and your herds, and go! And bless me also.
And the sons of Israel lived in Egypt 430 years. And it came about that when these captive Hebrews living in bondage came out of the land of Egypt as hosts of the Lord, redeemed.
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 Redeemed. Enjoy your ball and throw. It's so unfair, but don't despair. You won't be left alone. You've got your life supply of locusts. From flies to name a few. Yes, it's been fun, but we've got to run. Just come to bid adieu.
Redeemed, redeemed, set free from a life full of misery. Redeemed, redeemed, finally out our own, and we're ready to find a new home.
No more dreary mornings, beneath the sky so gray. God had a plan to send a man to lead us all away, straight to that land of milk and honey, where the heavenly breezes blow. No more small talk, come on, let's walk. Redeemed, ready to go.
Redeemed,
Oh yes, I've been redeemed. Ready to head up
set free from a life full of misery. Redeemed,
Oh yes, I've been redeemed. No, no, this is no dream.
finally out our own. Yes, we're finally out our own. Oh, yes, we're finally out our own. And we're ready to find a new home.
Yeah! And so they lived happily ever after for a couple of days.
Here we are at the Israelite camp between Migdal and the sea. There is a great deal of joy, peace, and calm assurance at the camp. Well, here's a young man right here.
Hey, hello world, it's me and
As you can see, there is a very light-hearted atmosphere at the camp. May I ask you a few questions, sir?
Surely.
How did you arrive here? It doesn't seem to be a direct route.
Well, we came a roundabout way. Well, we've been led, you see, by a pillar of fire and a pillar of cloud.
I take it you have full assurance in your leader, then.
Moses? None better. Well, we follow him anywhere, while the hand of mighty God's upon him, and we trust him.
Hello? Him? Hey, somebody?
And who is that?
I don't know. We're traveling with a lot of young people. They like to play tricks on each other.
Well, tell me about the plagues. That must have been a frightening experience for you.
You mean like with the frogs and boils?
Yes, and the darkness.
Well, you see, we didn't have that. We always had light. Now, we keep up with what was happening. The core magicians matched their early signs, the water into blood.
You mean that Pharaoh's sorcerers could do that?
Oh, yeah, we weren't surprised.
Well, if God turned the river water and the well water into blood, what was left for the magicians?
I know that one. We asked it a lot. You see, the core magicians began digging new wells, frantically searching for fresh water.
Oh, I see.
There's a girl in the back of the cab!
It's not that way till I'm on TV. Then the frogs. Let's off with the frogs.
You'll be on more TV than you're planning if someone doesn't do something!
What do you mean?
Look!
Look! Pharaoh's coming! Ah! We're trapped! Moses what he got us to do now!
I think that you know everything. Moses is a good leader.
He's not good, he's not a leader!
Can you follow him? I think we may have some ground coffee that may be hot. Excuse me, ma'am. May I ask you a few questions?
Don't ask Moses the question! Why did he lead us here? Well, we were doing okay in Egypt. Did he lead us here to die in the wilderness? I'd like to know what he's doing to get us out of here. We've been misled. Disappointed.
Treat us. All right! Let's see what we can do to get organized. How many senior grade swimmers are here? All right, let's see what
Across the sea, Milton. You're gonna send us swimming across the sea. We'll all drown.
I was afraid of that.
I think we should have walked back to Egypt.
Pharaoh's army would trample us to death.
We're going to die. We're all going to die.
The Lord God says for us to stand still.